What's up you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a story time about how someone tried to steal my identity more than once. So let's just get right into this story time. So this first event happened about 2 years ago. I needed to turn in something to my school regarding my taxes. So whatever the form was that I needed, my mom was like, you can just go onto the IRS website and it'll ask you for, I think she said, like, of course, your name and your social security number. Prior to that, when it was time for me to do my taxes, the IRS sent me like this identity PIN number that I was supposed to put in when I did my taxes, and my parents were supposed to put in this PIN number as well because they claim me on their taxes because I am a dependent student. So anyways, I go onto the IRS website and I input the information that my mom told me to input, and I tried to get this form, and they were going to mail the form to me and then I was going to fax it off to my school or whatever. So they basically sent me like an error message like, no, if you want this form you need to call the IRS. Okay, so I call the IRS. I'm on hold for an hour. I hate calling any website, any place like the IRS or anything, because the wait times, it's like no matter when you call, what time of the day, no matter what, there's always this long wait time. And you're like, there can't be this many people who are trying to call at the same time that I am calling. Like, it can't be possible. But it happens. It's so annoying. So basically, I call the IRS. When I finally get on the phone with someone, an hour later, I tell her, this is the form that I'm trying to get. It wouldn't let me do it on the website. She asks me my name, my social security number, and then she asks me another question. And so I give her all that information. She puts me on hold, and she comes back and she starts asking me like these really weird questions. Like, one of the questions she asked was, in 2007, where was my brother deployed to? My oldest brother was in the Marines and he was deployed. So I answered the question, and I'm just in my head, I'm thinking, did I give her the right social security number? Or because the questions she were asking were like based on like my family and stuff, and I was confused because I'm just like, what does this have to do with anything? I really just want this form so that I can send it to the school so they can process my financial aid. Like, I don't know what's going on. So I answer all of the questions correctly. So after I finish answering the questions, she then proceeds to tell me that the reason why she had to ask all of those questions, the reason why I couldn't get the form on the IRS website, was because, number one, someone had tried to file my taxes before I did, and it flagged it because they didn't have that identity PIN number the IRS had sent me that I was supposed to use. So of course that got flagged. And they also tried to steal my identity, and she didn't have, or well, if she did, she didn't tell me like the full scope. So I don't know if they tried to buy something and it flagged it because the IRS had flagged my taxes, or so I'm not really sure how that happened. But yeah, someone tried to file my taxes before I did, and she gave me the date of when they tried to file the taxes, and I'm like, I didn't even have my W-2s at the time, and I only had one W-2 because I had only worked at one job for that year. So they tried to file my taxes before I did, and they didn't have that PIN number. And I'm like, so I'm trying to think of what they could have possibly put in to try to file my taxes before I did, because I didn't even have my W-2s yet. So the whole situation was just like really sketchy. So I'm like, okay, someone tried to steal my identity. And at the time, I was only about $30-something thousand in student loan debt, which student loan debt affects your credit, but it doesn't. When you go to try to buy like a car or a house, they look at your debt to income ratio. So at that time, 2 years ago, I had over $30,000 in student loan debt. And I'm just like, it doesn't affect my credit score because I don't have to pay on them right now because I'm still in school. But you can still see that I have this huge amount of student loan debt. So I'm just like, okay, what did you think you were going to buy? I have a car. At the time, I didn't have an apartment. So I guess if they wanted to try to get an apartment or like a house or something, they probably wouldn't have been able to get a house. But they would have gotten approved for an apartment or something. I don't know. But I'm like, okay, seriously, why would you try to steal my identity? Of all people, my identity. So fast forward to about 2 weeks ago maybe. This was during Dead Week, and apparently there were guys, well, I guess it was one guy, coming around to my apartments and pretending to be someone from the electric company, and they had us sign this thing or whatever. And apparently they got everyone in the apartment, and the rental company texted us the next day like, hey, someone's coming to the apartments pretending to be someone from the electric company. They're not. Don't give them any information. And we're all just like, you're a day late. They came yesterday. So I guess they were trying to steal everyone's identity. As of right now, I now have $52,000 worth of student loan debt. Yes, you heard that right. $52,000. So, again, I ask you, what are you going to do with my identity? Like, why do people keep trying to steal my identity? I have $52,000 worth of student loan debt. I have an apartment and I have a car. So I don't know what you think you're going to get with my identity. And at this point, I don't want my own identity because I have $52,000 in student loan debt. And I'm like, why does this keep happening to me? Like, I don't understand. Granted, they aren't getting very far. Like, they aren't getting anything. It's not like they're out purchasing cars and credit cards and houses and all of that stuff. So I guess I'm kind of lucky in that aspect. But the fact that they keep trying, I'm just like, if you're going to steal someone's identity, please do research on how much debt that they have. Like, you're trying to steal a college student's identity. Do you not think that I have an insane amount of student loan debt? Or are you just hoping for the best? Just hoping that my parents pay my tuition and I don't have any student loan debt. Like, I think that's what they're hoping. And I'm sure they're probably like, I can't even do anything, so you wasted your time. And I'm sorry. It sucks to suck now, doesn't it? Okay, you guys, that is it for this story time. I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys have not noticed, the people who are trying to steal my identity are not the sharpest crayons in the box. So, if you guys would like more story times, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave, and I will see you guys in my next video.